What is up, guys? Greedy Knight here with an Unwritten Rules of Hub guide. I've read people's complaints about horde etiquette in Hub, so I made this guide to explain how to behave online. In general, you want to do two things: be helpful to your teammates and participate in hunts. I'll explain the other minute rules during the rest of this video. Rule 1. Always wait your turn. I don't care if your battery's dying or if you're having a stroke, you wait your turn like a good noodle. Turn skippers deserve capital punishment, but as a hub owner, the best we can do is kick them and raise HR rank to make sure they don't come back. Before posting, ask if you can post, and if the hub owner grants you their grace, you shall post, but only under those conditions. In a turns hub, just follow the cycle. Rule 2. Hub owners decide how the hub is operated. They decide what you can post and when you can post. If they say bark, you say how high, no questions asked. I'm joking, of course, but following the reasonable requests and you will minimize kicks from a hub. If it's a generics turns hub, follow the cycle. If it's a deviants only, post only deviants when it's your turn, and so on. To my knowledge, there are only a few hub types, which I will list below. These are specific to Monster Hunter GU. Rule 3. Don't join hubs using underleveled gear. If you're HR7, don't try to fight with low rank gear, lest you be kicked by hubmates. Similarly, if the hub is running G rank deviants, don't join with sub 800 defense armor and no useful skills. Even as a seasoned player, anyone can die to a stray and BS move that one-shots you in these types of quests. There's no point to grinding high rank if you have garbo armor, so get yourself situated with an appropriate set of gear before advancing. To add on, don't challenge elemental monsters, let's say thunder, with minus 20 in thunder. You will survive a lot more attacks if you have zero weakness to that element. This has nothing to do with me trying to fight Thunderlords in Ogre with a minus 19 thunder weakness. Not at all. Many carts and mistakes were made. Optionally, I strongly suggest the use of vouchers. These cost nothing in-game and you will have a surplus for both normal and gourmet. At least everyone benefits from it by saving on an energy drink or steak. To add on, give out guild cards and cats. Sharing is caring. Also, you can see other people's hunting progress and see how different their route was from yours. It's a pretty cool social function in Monster Hunter that should keep being implemented. Rule 4. Communicate with your team. If you need a specific carve or want to run a sub-quest, then tell them. It's not the assumption to 100% a quest because certain parts or subs are harder to complete than others. If you need to capture the monster, specify a signal for when it's ready to cap. You can use the in-hunt chat function to do so, or say beforehand that you are going to ping when it's ready to cap. One major reason to communicate with your team is if you are using a sleep weapon, you pretty much need to tell them to watch out for sleepy monster time so you can maximize that bomb damage. Rule 1. Don't cart. In fact, I'm going to extend this to don't be the reason for the failure of a quest. It's one thing to cart, but if you cause people to waste time, ammo, items, and permit tickets, that is a kickable offense. If you think it's okay to cart, get good. And I'm actually being serious. Every monster has a learnable moveset, and you should learn how to weave in and out of range without getting hit. This isn't a brainless button masher game, it's Monster Hunter. Rule 2. If you cart, you better make sure the quest is successful. Don't be a loser that carts and abandons the quest after carting once. If you cart twice, that is slightly more understandable, but it is still a jerk move to ditch your teammates, especially after reducing rewards and putting pressure on them to not cart in the future. This is especially true for Deviant and X quests. If you cart consistently, i.e. every hunt, hub owners reserve the right to kick you and your liability butt. Carts are reserved for the freak RNG attacks that wipe the entire team, or manage to hit the gunner somehow. Rule 3. Don't yeet your teammates. As a Chargeblade main who constantly plays online, I never input the upswing of Axe mode, let alone use an Ultra. Greatsword, switch axe, hammer, and gun lance are all the other culprits. If they are in your room, don't be surprised if you get yeeted, but you are justified in being mad. On the other hand, if you are a main of these weapons, and if you blast a frail dual blade user in the middle of their demon dance, they will miss out on inflicting damage because of your big dumb yeet launch. As a main of these weapons, you must exercise restraint. With great sword power comes yeeting responsibility. Rule 4. Use your area of effect healing items. Dust of Life and life powders are mandatory in any item loadout. No one can die if everyone is a medic. You get Dust of Life from the Meowstress, 15 hunting coins a pop, but it's not like you're going to use those coins for anything else. Life powders are crafted using life crystals and wyvern fangs. Rule 1. Don't leave after posting your hard quest that everyone struggled with. It's an actually dick move to have almost everyone cart, shed virtual in-game blood, bond over the experience, and yeet out the door the second you spawn in hub. Even in a turns hub, it's just a good rule in general to not use people to complete your goals and then to chain them the second they stop being useful. In regards for when it is appropriate to leave, I'll break it down so you don't have to. For any turns hub, ideally you should leave after a full cycle and then leave, but the minimum is helping the next player, paying for a meal after returning from that quest, and then leaving. For farming, you can leave whenever, since farming is typically reserved for harder monsters with lower drop rates. For keys or any shared progress quests, everyone shares progress, so you can leave whenever. To that end, don't turn hub hop. It's a malicious and evil practice of hosting a turns hub, but you have no intention of staying. The second the quest screen is gone, so are you. And the real kicker is that you will pop up in a new hub with the exact same scam. Deviant permit hunters, beware of the scam, especially if the hub owner is horribly undergeared for G5 Glavinus or whatever the hard quest is. And that's all I have for you today. Hopefully this video stays relevant, albeit dated due to Monster Hunter GU references, but most of the good etiquette rules should still hold true for World and the upcoming Rise. As long as there is a hub where quests can be posted, these rules will stay in place unwritten but followed. Greedy Knight, signing out. Happy hunting!